I would now like to continue yesterday's session on duties and responsibilities of various stakeholders of juvenile justice system. May I now request a learned resource person to kindly proceed with today's session. Thank you, ma'am.
A very good morning to all of you, and I hope all the participants are present out here. All of you are present. So we have more of JJB members today, or the same. JJB we had one yesterday. So, who is a JJB member? You are there, right? Okay. So today what we are going to do is there are three things I will be talking about. One is the interplay between the JJB and CWC. They have to work in tandem. It's a convergence thing. Yesterday I had given few hints on that. And then the second issue is about the CWC. Their powers, their roles, their functions of CWC. And then we go into the rehabilitation. Done? And the tea break, we'll do it out here because we are starting again like yesterday, half an hour late. So if you don't mind, we'll have our tea out here. What do you say? Right? Okay. So should I sit down and speak? Do you have any problem if I sit and speak? Look towards the screen. If I tell you to note something, note it down. Otherwise, listen to me, look towards the screen. I'll be giving you the notes in Word file. I'll send them. Right? Okay. So the interplay between the JGB and the CWC. The first point is Section 8, 3G of the Juvenile Justice Act. What does it say? JJB can transfer to CWC matters concerning CICL. What is CICL? Exactly. Stated to be in need of care and protection, and then I have put it in bold at any stage. That means when the child enters into the system, it might be petty, it might be serious, it might be heinous, it might be anything. When the child enters into the system, comes into the protection of the Juvenile Justice Board, then on, till the case is disposed of, that at any stage, right, the matter concerning the child can be transferred to CWC. Clear? What can be the matter? Yesterday I have given some examples. If one of you can say, what can be the matter? You are dealing with children, so it can be any matter. So give me an example of a matter.
If the child is in need of CNCP.
Pardon?
If the child is in need of CNCP.
Okay, means intoxicated. You're talking. I can't hear.
No, the child is in need of proper care, counseling and shelter and other things.
Counselor you have in the JGB. So give me a particular matter. That intervention of CWC would help. Rehabilitation JGB is also doing. Particular matter I am talking about.
Maybe if the child is also a victim of sexual abuse, or if he is orphan.
Yes, that is another case would start for the child. That is there. But yesterday I had given you we face it a lot in CNCP and in CICL. Intoxication, drug addiction. Don't you get it? Plenty we get. Getting a child admitted into a school, giving a vocational training to a child. Side by side, all these things can continue. So this matter can be transferred from JGB to CWC. So this child is holding two status. The child is a CACL and a CNCP at the same time. But, I am putting a but out here. We have done this and the child was transferred to another place where the child was given vocational training. What they did, they went there, the lawyers went there and said release the child from there. Because the child is CNCP, they went off to CWC and they said release the child. Thankfully CNCP understood Juvenile Act well. They said the child's matter has been transferred. The child is a CACL. Under the Juvenile Justice Board, they have sent the child here. Go to the board, whatever problem you have. CWC cannot release the child. You understand? अगर करता तो भूल हो जाता पूरा. Okay? If now let's get to the second one. 17.2. If child is not found to have committed any offence and is in need of care and protection, JJP can transfer the child to CWC or CNCP. Case has been disposed of, the case is getting disposed of. Ultimately they saw it is an acquittal, कुछ नहीं है, but the child is in need of care and protection. So they will transfer the case to CWC or CNCP. Okay, that is 17.2. So how do they come to know the child is in need of care and protection? Give me one example. How will they know? JJP?
ICP,
Pardon?
individual care plan
Yes, but how do you get to the individual care plan?
to the probation officer.
What does the probation officer do?
She does investigation.
What is it?
Social investigation.
SIR. I wanted that from you. So we start from the SBR of the police, insist on the SBR of the police, insist on Form 17 by CWC, Union Production. These two things are very important. And then SIR, counseling, talking to the child, making the individual care plan. Karte you know exactly what the child's position is. By now you are part of the child's life. So you know the child needs care and protection and you transfer the child to CWC. Clear? Sikkim JJ rule says 53. Child alleged to have committed an offence under section 78. What is section 78? Using a child for vending, peddling, carrying, supplying or smuggling any intoxicating liquor, narcotic drug or psychotropic substance. We get it in our railway stations. बहुत सारे होते हैं, हम लोग का तो बहुत सारे रेलवे स्टेशन है ना, हावड़ा है, शियाला है, they use them. Otherwise also they are using. When the police is nabbing, the child is caught with the packet. Perpetrators भाग जाते हैं, बच्चा पकड़ जाता है, you know, and then the case is instigated against the child. At that juncture क्या होता है? Apprehension, okay? The child goes because apprehension होगा because it is a NDPS case. It's a very serious offence. So the child will be produced before the JGP. Then the SBR is coming, and the SBR it will come out. If you see the SBR form 1, the police will write a report that the child was not responsible. Adult perpetrators were involved, and then the police should go behind those adult perpetrators. At that juncture, I am telling you, giving bail to a child is dangerous. Because the NDPS case it's a very big network. Drug trafficking का network होता है. I am just telling, it might be something else out here. So we have to keep the child in a safe place. That is the observation home. Till those adult perpetrators are nabbed or you are ensuring the safety of the child. Where you know the child will be safe. Because the child will automatically be telling the police everything. That not confessional, but the police will take a 161 CRPC statement. There he will say everything. ओ भैया उसका phone number, उसका address, पूरा वो दे देगा. The dangerous for the child to come out. They might kill the child also. So ये सब, I am just giving an example. It might not be scenario out here, but you have to keep everything in the mind. Safety of the child. करके, then you get the SIR and all those things, investigation करके, then you transfer the child to CWC, where you know the child needs this thing. I put little out here. Section 53 is a big section. Rule 53 is a big section. पूरा explain किया गया है what the JGB should be doing, right? Rule 9(3). A child who has been used by militant groups or other adults for illegal activities. ये भी हो सकता है. Section 83 may be transferred to CWC after due inquiry for care and protection as CNCP. Inquiry के बाद then only they will be transferred. Section 8(3)(1). Order, this is again yesterday I had told you. CWC cannot order directly the police for lodging an FIR. What will happen in section 8(3)(1) में, JJB will order the police for registration of FIR for offences committed against any CNCP under this act or any other law for the time being in force or a written complaint by a committee in this regard. नहीं होता है ये. Committee never writes to principal magistrate. So now just इस हाल में शुरू हुआ है वेस्ट बंगाल में, after telling repeatedly to the committees that you cannot order the police to lodge FIRs. It has to be routed through principal magistrate. There is a reason behind it. He is a judicial magistrate. Principal magistrate should get involved in this thing where the CNCP is concerned. The police will listen to you. Are also first class judicial magistrate, but he comes from judiciary. So उसका जो know-how है is more. He will be able to guide more to CWC as to क्या करना है. You understand? So because it's a judicial, once you lodge an FIR against an adult perpetrator, फिर CNCP जो है उसको जाके डिपोजिशन देना होगा, बहुत कुछ होता है ना, उसका स्टेटमेंट है, उसका डिपोजिशन है, so lot of things are there. So the CWC can confer with JJB principal magistrate. ऐसा ऐसा है, क्या करना है. इसका शुरुआत हुआ है in West Bengal already. It's just begun now after so many years. So start this process in Sikkim. Start it. So now we get into the chapter 9. It's a very important chapter. Chapter 9. Offences against children under the JJ Act. 1. Punishment for cruelty to children, section 75. Any sort of cruelty. Sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, and accordingly the punishment has been given. It has been given. I am not getting into it. Employment of child for begging. 76. This is an offence. But in Bangladesh, it is not an offence. I remember taking classes of Bangladesh judges in our High Court Judicial Academy. So that I had read up before going. So I just asked them, is begging an offence out there? They just kept quiet and they were looking at me. I said, look, in our this thing, begging is an offence. But don't we see beggars in the streets? Sounds so bad, this word, beggar. But don't we see them? Beggar, I think, आया है ये word बेघर से. I feel so. That is how English जो बना है beggar word, बेघर. So in Kolkata we see in all the those traffic वो जो ये signals में balloon बेचते हैं, वो जो ये है ना अगरबत्ती वो बेचते हैं, फिर गाड़ी पोंछते हैं. What are we doing about it? Then we see, over here I have not seen any, by the way. Do you have any such? Sikkim में नहीं है ना? You are very lucky then, I am telling you. So then we see another very dangerous thing. We see ladies with small children, इधर रख के, and then they are always sleeping. The बच्चे जो है ना सोते रहते हैं. When I asked the police, बात क्या है? Shiada station में we used to sit down. I used to be one of the Shiala station committee ka member, children's committee ka member. I used to go there regularly. I made CWC sit there once a week. मैंने किया था. When the police said, you come here at 4 o'clock in the morning, सब गांव से आते हैं, villages से आते हैं बच्चों को लेके. भाड़े में दे देते हैं इधर. मुंह में कुछ डाल देते हैं. Whole day they are sleeping. छोटा बच्चा. And then that is why one day I caught one lady. I said, why is the child sleeping? जब भी हम देखते हैं बच्चे सोते रहते हैं क्यों? The way she ran, I can't tell you. We know everything. How much? What will you do about it? So then that racket we are trying to now break out. So this sort of thing, why I am telling? Because you have to think out of box. आप जो देख रहे हो, there is some story behind also. That is why जब बच्चों को देखते हो ना, don't be shaky always, but yes, be very careful when you are watching a child traveling alone, few girls being led by a man. There is trafficking कैसे होता है? Do you know? There is known as one drug. उसका नाम क्या है? That drug, if you give that drug to a person, that person का eyes open रहेगा. Person will move with you, but उसका brain नहीं काम करेगा. That is how children get trafficked. When I asked them, बेटा क्या हुआ था? बोला, I was just moving with that man. I remember moving with that man. I remember they made me lie down on a bunk. I remember the ticket checker coming and taking, but I could not speak out anything. ऐसा drug भी है. So, and that is why I am telling you, keep your eyes and ears open, and this should be working. Your brain should be working for children. Okay? Penalty for giving intoxicating liquor or narcotic drugs. See, इसको आप जोड़ो उस section से. When you are making a child doing drug peddling, and also I am sure that child is a drug addict also. That is why he is drug peddling, because अगर उसको drug मिलना है, उसको ये काम करना है. उसका ये link है. So immediately penalty for giving intoxication, section 77 will come in. Using a child for vending, peddling, 78 we have already spoken. Exploitation of a child employee. So you should know about Child Labour Act. If you don't know about Child Labour Act, you will not be able to, give this. You understand? Linkages है, सब कुछ के साथ linkages है. Do you have a private placement policy bill, this thing, act out here? Private placement agency का act कुछ है इधर? सिक्किम में? You don't have it, ना? So child employee के साथ you can do what? Child might be under 14, child might be into hazardous work, the child might be into, what is the other thing? Child labor, and what was the other thing? Bonded labor. It might be a bonded labor also. So do you have brick lanes out here? No. यहाँ bricks बनता है. But child labor, what forms do you have out here? What form of child labor do you have out here? Domestic labor, no? So are you doing these things? How do you find out about it?
The case comes through child line.
1098.
How do you prevent it? Where, means, before the child gets into being a child labor, how can you prevent it? Through, you must be having Anganwadi centers out here.
Yes.
You must be having child protection committees out here. So, need assessment and risk assessment. Remember I told about it. Each family का, अगर Sikkim is a small place. So each family का अगर आप risk assessment and need assessment if you have in place, you will know इस family से ये बच्चा चला जाएगा, ये child labor हो सकता है, because उनके पास पैसा नहीं है. School dropouts, if you see, make a list of the school dropouts. DCPU can do this, CWC can also chip in, your directorate of DWCD can chip in into all these things. All the school dropout, education department के साथ you can join hands. See a list of school dropouts and see then what has happened to them. Why did they drop out? Half of them you will find is domestic labor में जाएगा ये. Half of them you say they have migrated already out of Sikkim. You understand? So you have to apply your brain. Everything cannot be given in an act and rules. उसको आपको जुटना है all these things. Punitive measures for adoption without following prescribed procedures. We have adoption का prescribed procedures and this rules में और भी add किया गया है अब. So अगर adoption is being done by giving and taking illegal way, taking and giving money is there but prescribed format है, इतना money, everything is given. So अगर illegally हो तो उसका ये punitive measures होगा. Sale and procurement of children for any purpose, for trafficking, for domestic labor, for bonded labor, for anything. Okay? Corporal punishment. What is corporal punishment? Usually when you say corporal punishment, हम लोग right to education के बारे में सोचते हैं, जो स्कूल में पिटाई होता है. इधर का corporal punishment is corporal punishment in the child care institutions. So don't get confused. Because RTE तो already है. ये specifically for the CCIs. Okay? Use of child by militant groups or other adults, 83. We have already spoken about it. Kidnapping and abduction of children for any purpose. Offences committed on disabled children. ये वाला जो है, now this has gone to Supreme Court. All the SCPCRs, West Bengal SCPCR, I think Sikkim SCPCR is also a part of it. This is very, listen guys, if you read it, states, I'm reading slowly, this is newly added in 2021 amendment, JJ Act, states that where an offence under this act is punishable with imprisonment for a term of 3 years and above, but not more than 7 years, then such offence shall be non-cognizable and non-bailable. Now let me tell you what is non-cognizable. Non-cognizable means that police officer has no authority to arrest without a warrant. Cognizable offences usually दो एक ऐसा बोला जाता है NCRPC, cognizable offence, non-bailable offence एक साथ जाता है. Where an offence is very gruesome or heinous or serious, the sale and procurement of children for any purpose, punishment is below 7 years, more than 3 years. Don't you think it's dangerous? अगर पुलिस को इसका जानकारी हो जाए and the police has to run to the court to get a warrant order, by that time तो भाग जाएगा, उसको मिलेगा. So we thought this was a printing mistake on the part of the government. Then we heard no, they were trying to save the children it seems. Juvenile ज़्यादा ना हो, CCL ज़्यादा ना हो, इसलिए ये डाला है. Completely wrong. CACA को जो दिया गया है is good enough. इसको जब ये जो था, this was offences against children. तो इसमें they should not have put this thing. It should have been पहले क्या था? 2015 में cognizable and non-bailable. That means police can go and arrest a person without a warrant order. Immediately जाके उसको arrest करो. ठीक है? What happened?
So sorry, it was a little bit late because of jam.
I know, I heard about it. I went through that also. Okay. So ये जो है, we can do nothing about it. Already the SCPCRs are written to Supreme Court. It has gone to Supreme Court. Let's see what the Supreme Court orders. Okay. 87 is telling that whoever abates any offence under this act, if the act abated is committed in consequence of the abatement, for example, somebody is trying to traffic somebody, right? So ये जो है, one man, he goes to a गाँव, वो जो होता है ना चाचा मामा सब होते हैं ना गाँव का, वो लोग जाते हैं गाँव में, आपके बच्चे जो हैं बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाई होगा उधर, आप मेरे साथ भेज दो उधर, तो उसको लेके वो जाके उसको ट्रैफिक कर देता है. So he has abated that offence. He is not a brothel owner. He is not a customer. But he has not sold also. He is transported from A point to B point, he is transported and taken some money for that. Right? He has abated it. You understood the meaning of abatement? So अगर abatement किया and because of that abatement the child has been trafficked and has been sold in a brothel and has been POCSO case sexually assaulted for day in and day out, then he will get the same punishment as if he was one of the person doing it. Clear हुआ ना? Is clear all of you what I have told? Explanation. An act or offence is said to have committed in consequence of abatement. मैंने बोला अभी, when it is committed in consequence of the instigation, instigate किया है, or in pursuance of the conspiracy, or with the aid which constitutes the abatement, उसको जो क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं उसे abatement को, पीछे से जो हम help कर रहे हैं करने के लिए, what do you say in Hindi? In Bengali we say ईंधन देना, ईंधन बोलते हैं. हिंदी में हाँ प्रोत्साहन करना, right? ठीक बोला मैंने?
प्रभाव करना.
प्रोत्साहन, that's the word. That's the word he said. Prabhav also, yes. So rule 92, newly it has been added, and this is again is pinching us. Childline services has been omitted from the list of stakeholders to be inquired with when a child is missing. This is a very, very means worrisome thing for us now, because they are merging. How much will the police do? God knows. Model rule 9.3 says, this is all newly added. You know why I am showing this now? Because ultimately Sikkim 2019 जो आपका rule है will fall into place with 2022 model rules. इसलिए अभी से I am putting it into your head. ये होना ही है. आज या कल ये होगा. Where the child produced before the board is covered under section 78 and 83 of the Act, we have already gone through 78 and 83. Okay, 78 is narcotic drug wala and 83 is militant group. Including a child who has surrendered himself or herself, the board may, after due inquiry and after being satisfied of the circumstances of the child, transfer the child to the committee as a child in need of care and protection for necessary action. Okay, this has been added again. Newly added. 78 was there, section 83 has been added this time. Okay? Now we are getting into Child Welfare Committee. How many members are there out here? Child Welfare Committee, put up your hands. 3, 4, 5. And DCPU? Oh, quite a bit. Okay, this will come up to use then. Lot of work to do. Who is the child in need of care and protection? It's a huge list. Have you gone through the list, any of you? CWC, DCPU, have you gone through the list? None of you have gone through who is the CNCP definition? Yes? No? So how will you say a child is a CNCP? कैसे बोल पाओगे आप?
Children who are abandoned, orphaned.
Thank God you are not in front of me when I select candidates. In 2015, a new thing was added for the definition of CWC. Any idea what it is? Very important thing has been added in 2015. Okay, something else I wanted to show you. I'll go back. Are you seeing the stars? I put lot of stars. You know why I put the stars? Our CACS जो बच्चे हैं ना, they can, against them all these offences can take place. इसलिए I put the stars. I should have put the star on the second one also. Begging जो करते हैं ना बच्चे, begging करते करते petty offence कर लेते हैं, right? So I should have put the star there also. Actually, star should have been there in everything. Okay, let's start. The definition, section 214. A child who is found without any home or settled job or of abode and without any ostensible means of subsistence. Okay? This is clear. This is all English. 2. Found working in, please don't write. I'll send you the notes. अब देख लो. Who's found working in contravention of, ये act किया गया है, red portion. In 2021. The provision of this act, all labour laws for the time being enforced, all is found begging, all living on the street, all these are all CNCP. 3. Who resides with a person, within bracket, whether a guardian of the child or not, and such person has injured, exploited, abused, neglected the child, or has violated any other law for the time being enforced, meant for the protection of the child. Clear? Any doubt, ask me. B. That person has threatened to kill, injure, exploit or abuse the child and there is a reasonable likelihood of the threat being carried out. Okay? It can be anybody in the child's life. Or kill, abuse, neglected, exploited some other child or children and there is a reasonable likelihood of the child in question being killed, abused, exploited or neglected by the person. दो बच्चे हैं घर में. Father is sexually abusing one child, sister, elder sister, and there is a chance that he will get on to the younger one. You understand? That इसका both of them are CNCPs. You have to say both. So whenever this sort of cases come, find out the siblings, about the sibling, how safe the sibling is. brother is a drug addict, thoroughly a drug addict. उसका 2 साल के नीचे और एक भाई है. He goes to school. How much he will get influenced, वो भी देख लेना. So when you see the safety of one child, you have to see the safety of the entire family. Okay? And then spread out little more. See how safe the community is. अगर आपको community में जाके काम करना होगा through your DCPU, through CWC units, child protection committees, you have to do that also. Because restoration जब होता है वापस तो वहीं पे जाता है बच्चा. उसको आप क्लीन करके एकदम साफ करके जाके उस कचरा में फेंक रहे हो. 2 दिन में फिर से कचरा हो जाएगा. You understand? That is important. So, who is mentally ill or mentally or physically challenged or suffering from terminal or incurable disease, having no one to support or look after. So many COVID orphans we have got. Right? We also got COVID orphans. And we have got COVID semi-orphans also. You know what is semi-orphan? Mother is alive, working, this thing, a person of the family member has gone. Completely on the street. Mother will sell off that bacha. Mother will traffic that child. Or mother herself might get this thing, migrate out and get trafficked. So many things can happen. So this is very important. मैं एक बात पूछूं आपको, अगर किसी ने आपको आके बोला कि मैडम this child is mentally ill, physically challenged and आके बोल दिया, so what will you do? Mentally retarded, सुनने में प्रॉब्लम है, स्पीच प्रॉब्लम है, उसका कुछ मेंटल का ये रिटार्डेशन है, then you have to know about the PWD Act, Persons with Disability Act. हम लोग का जो मेंटल PWD Act में you will find degrees of illness दिया होता है, degree, and accordingly the government is giving the schemes and the protection. So that is why I told you JJ Act के साथ बहुत सारे दूसरे acts also is there. So it has to be certified by a doctor. So इसका इतना degree of ये है. You are taking the child, no doubt. Then you are sending the child for a physical medical examination to know what degree. And accordingly you are giving the benefits to the child. That is already there in some other act. उसका benefits देना है. Okay? 5. Who has a parent or guardian and such parent or guardian is found to be unfit or incapacitated by the committee or the board. They have put the board of JJB also out here. To care for and protect the safety and well-being of the child. Are they clear? How they are converging both committee and board together, CNCP and CACL together. This is the beauty of this act. जब भी मैं पढ़ती हूँ, every time I get something new. So many years have gone by. Preliminary assessment को छोड़ के, I don't like that part. But otherwise, it's a beautiful act. So, I have got cases where both parents are suffering from HIV. Both parents are suffering from TB. So child is begging on the streets for their this thing. Now TB is curable, but they are too poor. And TB, do you know, all of us Indians have TB in some form or other. I didn't know that. One of my child, Bangladeshi one child, was very close to that boy, 16-year-old boy. He died of TB. I had to do uska sab sanskar because the Bangladesh government didn't take the child back because they couldn't find the address. The man kiya uska sab kuch jaake. He was a child from, he was a Muslim child. So मैंने दरगाह तो नहीं, sorry, कहाँ पे जाते हैं उनका कब्रिस्तान में जाके, I was like the mother of the child, so everything I have done for that child. Then fortunately our minister of DWCD, Dr. Shoshi Paja, she is a gynecologist, doctor, she's a doctor. Then I was so upset, I went and asked her, ma'am, you tell me, इसका I took everything, इसका ये था तो टीबी में तो बच्चे मरते नहीं हैं अब, उसका था very rare form of TB. Last minute में वो heart का lining में TB था उसका. That was incurable. Means incurable means last minute में they came to know about it, and the child died. So when you get these cases ना, parents को TB हुआ है, बच्चे is a very common thing TB. Okay, so पहले दिन से बी केयरफुल अबाउट इट. उसका जो ट्रीटमेंट है, अगर उसको रेस्टोरेशन आप कर रहे हो घर में, सो उसका जो डॉक्टर का जो प्रिस्क्रिप्शन है जाएगा साथ में, उसका जो मेडिसिन है जाएगा साथ में. दे आर टू पोर टू बाय मेडिसिन, सो उसको आपको क्या देना है, स्पॉन्सरशिप का जो पैसा है 4,000 रुपया आपको देना है. नॉट ओनली फॉर एजुकेशन, इट्स फॉर मेडिकल हेल्प ऑल्सो. सो यू हैव टू डू अ फॉलो अप टू सी द बच्चा का मेडिसिन जा रहा है उसका पेट में ठीक ठाक. ऐसा इतना गरीब है, उसको मेडिसिन नहीं दे रहे हैं, खाना दूसरों बच्चों को खाने के लिए दे रहे हैं, वो पैसा जाए बाढ़ में बच्चा. बहुत कुछ, इट्स अ वेरी बिग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, आई एम टेलिंग यू, गेटिंग इनटू दिस सेक्टर, राइट? You have to think very deeply. This has been added. Who does not have parents and no one is willing to take care of and protect, or who is abandoned or surrendered बच्चा. Imagine, who does not have parents, COVID में तो हुआ है ये, और फिर बच्चे हुए हैं, and no one is willing to take care and protect. That means extended family, guardians. होता है ना, relatives ले लेते हैं, बच्चों को देख लेते हैं. So, who is abandoned or surrendered? 6, 7. Who is missing or unaware child, or whose parents cannot be found after making reasonable inquiry in such manner as may be prescribed. वो publications देते हो ना आप लोग CWC? You give publications ना, paper publications बच्चों के लिए?
But we have never given till now.
हाँ? No?
No experience.
बच्चे जो abandoned होते हैं, उसके लिए आप नहीं तो पेपर publications.
No, because there is no case of abandonment.
अभी तक हुआ नहीं है.
We have done in West.
ओके, ये जानकारी के लिए रखिए फिर. ये जो बात है, keep it for ये जानकारी, right? You have to give paper publications for that. Who has been or is being or likely to be, this has been added. Has been, is been, likely to be. English का आप देखो word का twist कैसा है. Has been means going through it. Has been means has gone through it, past. Is been means going through it. Likely to be means might go through it. They have not left out any chances. ये addition हुआ है 2021 में. Being abused, tortured, exploited for the purpose of sexual abuse or illegal acts. Illegal acts means anything. So just rope in, catch the perpetrator, write to JJB Principal Magistrate, get the FIR done against the person, okay, and try to put this person behind the bars to save other children. मुश्किल हो जाता है when the father is the perpetrator or family member becomes the perpetrator, तब मुश्किल हो जाता है. Who is found vulnerable and has been or is been or likely to be inducted into drug abuse or trafficking. This is clear. Who is being or is likely to be abused for unconscionable gains. Anything, you can just rope in. Who is victim of or affected by armed conflict, civil unrest or or natural calamity. आपको जो earthquakes and all these things happen ना, मैक्सिमम होता है. तो इधर हम लोग को उधर होता है साइक्लोन, तूफान. Every year, every 3 months we are getting now. South 24 Parganas, Sundarban, it comes, enters Bihar, Bengal, hits Kolkata and all those places, एकदम devastation करके निकल जाता है फिर. Then trafficking, child labor and all these things शुरू हो जाता है हम लोग का. बहुत मुश्किल है. We have a very big thing ना हम लोग का. Then last one. This is the addition that has been made in 2015. Who is at imminent risk of marriage before attaining the age of marriage, and whose parents, family members, guardian, and any other person are likely to be responsible for solemnization of such marriage. So which act is coming in? Yes? Child Marriage Prohibition Act. So now you are seeing how many linkages are there. कितना पढ़ाई करना होगा आप लोग को, but know the basics. Yes.
In C, we'll see
Rule 5, who has a parent or guardian, and such parent or guardian is found to be unfit or incapacitated by the committee or the board. So how do we know that the parent is unfit or incapacitated?
You are getting SBR, SIR,
So we
talking to
depend
the
on the
child.
SIR and the SBR.
You are talking to the child, you are calling the parents, your provision officer is going to the house of the child, get the medical records of the parents, okay? This is, you are getting a lot of clues, plenty. Please have your tea and listen to me. I was waiting actually for all of you to have your tea. Okay. How much time I have? 1 hour? I have to rush. Actually, I get into talking to you people, I feel like, it's like I have come home out here in Sikkim. As if, I'm sitting on the board, or that is why I get lost. I keep on talking. Procedure in relation to committee. The committee shall meet at least 20 days, and yesterday we have been through this. Single member production, 3 members shall be present during the final disposal of the case. Rule 15 has been added. Time to look worried. The person applying for the post of chairperson or member of the committee shall submit an affidavit as per form 49, certifying that the applicant is not barred by any of the conditions laid down in the subsection 4A of 27 of the Act. This has been added. Oh, conflict of interest, remember yesterday I was talking? You all have. If a criminal case is registered against the chairperson or member concerned, if necessary, the government may suspend the concerned chairperson or member immediately pending inquiry, for such term as appropriate after holding an inquiry and giving an opportunity of being heard in the matter. Same thing I told about the board members also, if you remember. Same thing out here. थोड़ा सा strict हो रहा है अब. Powers of the committee, like in the board, they shall, it is not will, maybe, it is shall. Committee shall have the authority to dispose of cases for the care, protection, treatment, development, rehabilitation of the CMCP, as well as to provide for the basic needs and protection. Okay? Functions and responsibilities of the committee. ये वाला जो है, these are functions and responsibilities of the committee. Taking cognizance of and receiving the child produced before it. You must know who is a CNCP. Otherwise, how will you take cognizance? Got me? What I'm telling you. Then next, suo motu cognizance. What's the meaning of this suo motu cognizance? Tell me.
Without any complaint, the committee can take up the matter to itself.
You hear something is happening somewhere. Newspaper में देखा. Right? Visit that place immediately. Take cognizance immediately. Don't wait for the complainant to come to you. You reach the door. So much cognizance of cases are reaching out to children, CNCP, who are not produced before the committee, provided that such decision is taken by at least 3 members. ऐसा नहीं है झटके somebody gets up and goes. No. 3 members together put your heads together and do it. How many members together in CWC?
4 and 1 chairperson. 4, 1 chairperson. 5 with 1 chairperson.
Chairperson is also a member. Conducting inquiry on all issues. Why I say this? Because ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. You should behave like a principal magistrate. We get cases. Complaint आता है मेरे पास. Ma'am, chairperson doesn't listen to anybody. She rings up and she does everything. That should not be your team. And we are selecting on the basis of the qualification, training, experience of the members. आलतू फालतू के लोग नहीं आते हैं यहाँ पे. Whoever is coming is experienced. Use the experience. साथ लेके चलो. Nowadays, our principal magistrates are all young lot has come now. Fantastic people we have got in West Bengal. साथ लेके जाते हैं. Now they ring me up and tell me the principal magistrate what members we have got. उल्टा हो रहा है. Because most of them are lawyers, MSW and all those things. आपके इधर कैसा है qualification? Lawyers? Okay. And masters in social work also. Okay. But I believe in experience more. Degree ठीक है, but experience होनी चाहिए. Conducting inquiry on all issues affecting the safety and well-being of children under this Act. This is there. Okay. SIR, Social Investigation Report by whom? You have got lot of choices. CWO, Child Welfare Officer, Probation Officer, District Child Protection Unit से you can get somebody social worker or NGO. तो बहुत सारे options है आपका. लेकिन हम लोग का JJB में Probation Officer और Legal Cum Probation Officer. दो options है. Conducting inquiry for declaring a fit person. Again the same thing you have got in JJB also ये था. Directing placement of a child in foster care. Foster care का concept अभी roll out नहीं हुआ है इधर, तो उसका थोड़ा कुछ करना है अब. Okay. Ensuring care, protection, appropriate rehabilitation or restoration of CNCP. Based on the child's ICP. ICP has to be there in each and every order that goes out of your table. Taking in the participation of the child, what the child wants, okay? And passing necessary direction to parents or guardians or fit person or children's home or fit facility. कुछ बाकी नहीं है. So you have so many areas to play around with. आपका जो है ना, you have become like Durga, Dashabhuja, not even Ashtabhuja. हम लोग का जो दशभुजा होता है, दशभुजा. The Act has empowered you so much. ठीक है ना? So you use it. And DCP को हम request कर रहे हैं, fit facility जो है, और fit person, I am coming to it, उसको आप roll out करो. That is very important, giving a panel. Selecting a registered institution for placement of each child required for institutional support. The institution has to be registered under section 41 of JJ Act. Why you are giving me some blank looks? It's so important. Registration you should know. Under which section is there? Exam लो क्या एक दिन? No more chocolates. पूरी examination होगा. Next time I come, I'll take written examination, multiple choice. What do you say?
Good practice.
I'll give you time. I'll give you a 1 month's time for preparation. Done?
Done.
I'm serious today.
Yes, ma'am.
1 month's time for preparation, multiple choice questions on exactly what I am teaching. Then I'll come to know it's gone in your head or not. And you have to give one case study. Good practices. एक एक करके देना है. Are you ready for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Done. And then the worst part is my job. You know what? I have to correct those papers. I hate correcting papers.
I think, ma'am, there will be a good prize for the outstanding student.
Another bowl of chocolate? Something from West Bengal.
Yes,
What do you say?
Yes, ma'am.
First prize, second prize, consolation prize. Or consolation prizes. बच्चों के साथ हम लोग करते हैं ना. We never do first prize, second prize, third prize. First prize, second prize, consolation prizes for everybody. This is very important. Now I remember, वो जो ऐसा boxes होता था ना, first, second, third हो गया, fourth, fifth सब मुंह लटका के बैठे हैं ऐसा. Everybody has tried. I still remember that, you know. So I used to feel so bad. अगर हो गया, I was good at long jump. वो कर लेते थे, दूसरे में खत्म. So I never could reach that box. So after that, in our homes, I keep on telling in our children's home, first, second, consolation prize for everybody will be there. So that children don't feel left out. At least 2 inspection visits per month to residential facilities for CNCP. ठीक है ना ये वाला? क्या हुआ है? सब उल्टा कैसे हो गया है? Again we are continuing. Functions and responsibilities, okay? Certifying the execution of surrender deed by parents who are After all options of keeping the family together is exhausted, do you do surrender deed? Any of you have done? CWC members?
Yes,
You know about the surrender deed. How many months the consideration period?
2 months.
So do you counsel the parents then?
Yes,
बच्ची को usually it is sexual assault के केस में ही आता है ना, surrender कर देते हैं बच्चा को. Very tough. All efforts are made for restoration of abandoned or lost child to their families following due process. Publication. Okay? Declaration of orphan, abandoned or surrendered child as legally free for adoption after due inquiry. LFA जो बोलते हैं. You follow LFA? Have you done any LFAs?
yes, legal.
Okay. Taking action for rehabilitation of sexually abused under the POXO. आ गया POXO? How POXO Act has been put in your reject. If you see the rules, POXO में जो दिया है about the process to be followed for reporting, recording of statement, witness deposition, पूरा copy paste है POXO के साथ. I don't have time. I just removed it before coming. I was a bit late, that's why. उसको उड़ा दिया मैंने. Time नहीं होगा, that's why. POXO I have taken ना already before. All of you? Two heads are nodding, the others are quiet. We will do our repeat performance sometime. Dealing with cases referred to by board. This is easy. Giving a written complaint to the board for offences. मैं बार बोल रही हूँ ये वाला. Coordinate with police, labor department and other agencies involved in care and protection of children with support of DCPU or state government. Why labor department came in out here? आप बताओ. So, we must know something about the Labour Act. I wish I could talk about it little, but there is no time. Little bit about the Labour Act. You will read about it, the basics. Google is there. Google is there. Child Labour Prohibition Act. Google is going to help you. Just write. आप लिखो क्या लिखोगे उधर Google में? That Labour Act itself is how many pages? Few pages, not much. Very easy English also. Just go through it. Below 14, no labor, absolutely no labor, except family enterprise. इसको क्यों डाला I don't know. According to the ILO, International Labour Organization, India has just become a party to it. One of the conventions, 7th convention of ILO I think. Just recently has become a party. All this while they did not become a party. So उसमें जो है that धीरे-धीरे will make it labor free. India को we will become child labor free, right? इसमें डाल दिया family enterprise में they can work, provided their school is not compromised, their playtime is not. All these things are given. School is not compromised is one of it. So what is family enterprise? Family enterprise might be, pardon? Family shop, weaving, but it cannot be hazardous, non-hazardous. In schedule में, Labour Act का schedule में 3 are given: mining, factory और कुछ है. तीसरा क्या है? Weaving नहीं और कुछ है. One is mining, one is factory. और एक है schedule में. These are all hazardous में आता है. So they cannot do hazardous work. But they cannot do any work. Domestic labor is one. Domestic labor is labor. It's not a family enterprise. Okay. So what they will do, chacha, mama, and family, they have defined family also. It's not mother and father. Mother, father, father's sister, father's brother. Mother's brother, mother's father. Chacha, chachi, all are family. It's not only mother and father. उसको फैला दिया. So one has to be very this thing while reading the Labour Act. Then after above 14 and below 18, you can do work provided बहुत कुछ दिया गया है, but it should be non-hazardous. Okay. Payment, then time fix किया गया है. They should have sufficient क्या है? Holidays, बहुत कुछ है. थोड़ा देख लेना. It's interesting.
Sufficient intervals.
Pardon?
Intervals.
Intervals, बहुत कुछ है इसमें.
And even the Labour Department officer has to put out a notice that the child is engaged in the work.
Exactly.
And he has to certify that place.
And अगर उसमें आप डाल दो ना compensation मिल जाएगा. It's a very fat compensation. With Labour Department, if you put them, you work together, they have schools. Labour Department में schools है. You can put the child in that school. Totally free education होगा उसका. बहुत कुछ है. उसका जो benefits है उसको मिल जाएगा बच्चा को. You understand? So to work with other departments also, the DCP will be coordinating. Complaint of abuse of a child in any CCI, the committee should conduct an inquiry and give directions to the police or the DCP or Labour Department or Childline Services. Immediately you have to transfer. So it is better immediately you get in touch with the police, you get in touch with whom? Department of Women and Child Development. Immediately. Because ultimately CWC ka boss is them. DM, sorry, I forgot, how could I forget DM? First is DM. Police, DM, through DM, Department of Women and Child Development. Immediately transfer the child from the CCIs. Safety of the child is first. उसका medical करवा लेना, so that the perpetrators के against case मजबूत बनेगा, ठीक है? अगर complainant आप बनोगे, usually people don't want to become the complainant because you have to go to the court to depose. हिचकिचाना मत, become the complainant. Monitoring functions, let's go clockwise. 2 inspection visits of CCI on monthly basis. Monitoring the progress of children in CCI, attend the home management committee, somewhat like same like JGB. Recommend actions for an improvement quality of service of to the DCPU of the CCI. Conduct inquiry and give direction to police, DCPU, Labour Department, Childline in case of abuse in CCI. Childline is going out. I don't know. Means now to जो लग रहा है. Ensure smooth progress of children's committee. Review children's suggestion book every month. Maintain suggestion box of grievance judicial box in premise of the committee at a prominent place. Do you have this box in your committees? Yes. Put up the suggestion box. And what do you do after putting it up? Paint it nicely. Write suggestion box. Put a key, lock and key, and then forget about it. जिसको सजेशन देना है उसको बता देना कि भैया एक सजेशन बॉक्स है, लिखित आपको कुछ देना है तो आप डाल दो उसमें, जो भी है आप डालो उसमें. That means ultimately what you are meaning to do has been done properly. Okay? Production before the committee. This has been added. Rule 18. In extraordinary situation when the movement of the child at the committee is restricted due to unforeseen circumstances, the child may be presented before the committee through virtual mode. Same thing for JGB if you remember. And the committee shall physically interact with the child at first opportunity. Reach out to the child where the child is located. You go yourself or production hoga, but before that you do a video audio. Now it's easy to do mobile, you can do it. It's not a big deal. The committee shall ensure that the information regarding the child referred to in this rule is uploaded on a portal. We were talking about it for JGB also. Mandatory reporting regarding a child found separated from guardian is in section 32. 17, rule 17, additional functions. This is very important. Added, this has been added. Quarterly reports of inspection conducted under particular clause in section 30 of the Act shall be submitted as and when required for the purpose of monitoring under the section 109 of the Act. What is a 109? 109 of the Act is NCPCR and SCPCR will inspect the CCIs and maintenance of records and inspection. So उनका जो है SCPCR, NCPCR का आप लोग का होता है ना inspection. You have inspections, don't you? So whatever report they are giving, उनके साथ आपका उनको I think शायद आपको quarterly reports देना होगा inspection का. Review the suggestion, children's suggestion or complaint book during every visit of the CCI, and also carry out random one-to-one or group interaction with children. Same thing for JGB method. In CCI, in absence of the CCI staff and person in charge, nobody will be around when you are talking to a child. To understand the concerns and issues of the children, to determine their well-being, and provide inputs and recommendations accordingly to the child, according to the and recommendations accordingly to the CCI. So, If you find anything that needs to be done, so very diplomatically, so that it doesn't go rebound on the child when you are not there, it has to be told to the CCI. छोटा सा incident बताओ, what had happened? Last time I don't remember I told it or not. One particular child in an observation home, he was a very famous child, very good looking kid, very good looking. It's not छोटा सा. Like every 2 months he used to come in, petty offense करके. पुलिस भी तंग आ गया था उसको लेके. जब बच्चा अब तो बंद करो बेटा, इतना आपको पकड़ के हम लोग का टाइम भी जाता है ना, तो हम लोग भी बोलते रहते थे क्या है बेटा क्यों करते रहते हो ऐसा. एक बार क्या हुआ, वो बच्चा आया, फिर से वो प्रोडक्शन हुआ, went to observation home, and you know every 15 days if your child is there in any of the CCI, every 15 days में प्रोडक्शन होता है, right? According to CRPC. बच्चा आया मेरे पास बैठा, फुल स्लीप ये पहन के बैठा मेरे पास, चुपचाप बैठ गया. So I was talking like yesterday, I was talking to the child. And then the magistrate came, the lawyers came, everybody came. शुरू हुआ. शुरू जब होना शुरू हुआ, he started doing this. Rolling his sleeves. रोल किया. जब रोल किया, तो पूरा दाग, पीटने का दाग पूरा इधर. तब तक बच्चा चुप करके बैठा था, कुछ नहीं बोला था. I was talking to the child. He would have told me. So ये क्या हुआ? I was waiting for the principal magistrate to come. He told me. देखो, they know more about JJ than me, I think. So I said then written ये गया. Who has done it? Superintendent को कॉल किया. आ गया superintendent. फिर देखा उधर का जो नाइट गार्ड था उसने उसको पकड़ के पीटा रात को. Neither did the night guard complain about the child what the child did to the superintendent. Neither did the child complain to the superintendent. वो आके प्रिंसिपल मैजिस्ट्रेट को बोला straight. What did he do? He took toothpaste. All the children were sleeping. He stuffed toothpaste in the nostril of the sleeping children. Imagine, they were choking, all those children. So this night guard, it was a ruckus middle of the night. So उसको कुछ नहीं मिला, उसको एक branch of a tree मिला nearby, उसको तोड़ा, पकड़ के पीटा इसको. Okay. So the night guard, I spoke to the night guard. He said he's so naughty. This boy went lost. For a whole night, nobody could find this boy. And Ganges is right beside the observation home. Then he is laughing. He came and he was laughing. He ना उल्लू बना दिया. क्या क्या तुमने? बोले मैंने चढ़ गया. He came out of the home कैसे? तोड़ ताड़ के करके. He didn't go out of the home. He climbed a very high tree, sat on it, and he said, सब टॉर्च लेके नीचे नीचे देख रहे थे. मैं तो ऊपर बैठ के देख. कोई नहीं सोचा मैं ऊपर हूँ. इतना मैंने बच्चे जो होते हैं ना, you can imagine. All my diaries are full of the incidents, what they do. Okay, so when you are talking about suggestion book में लिखना है, that is why I am coming back to this. Be very careful that children should not get targeted. You have to tell them in that way. जो भी आपको हो रहा है, आप इधर लिखो. DCP यूनिट का कोई जाएगा, खुलेगा, देखेगा, and आराम से you take action. So that the children who are inside should not get targeted by the caregivers of the home. That is very important. But you should take action. For the purpose of subsection 4 of 40 of the Act, committee shall submit a quarterly information to inform 16. Oh, this has been added. Regarding restored, dead, runaway children to the state government and the DM. Newly added, ye wala. Regarding restored, dead, runaway children of the state government and DM. Model Rule 17, additional function, all this has been added. Mention case records of the at least last 5 years. A bit tough. Case record आप जो maintain कर रहे हो, उसको mention करना होगा आपको. उसका format has been given. All information listed in 7 of this rule may be digitized and a software may be developed by the state government such that the case records of at least 5 years are maintained. That means state government has to develop this record. Module is a format जो है state government has to develop this. Ensure that the children without having a legal guardian, irrespective of their age, are expeditiously declared legally free for adoption, irrespective of age. एडल्ट्स को यूजुअली कोई लेता नहीं है, करप्शन जो जाते हैं ना, छोटे छोटे बच्चे जाते हैं। सो इसका लेकिन आपको करना है, LFA करके रखना है बच्चा को विद इन द टाइमलाइन एज प्रोवाइडेड इन द एक्ट, रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन। हाउ लॉन्ग कैन यू कीप अ चाइल्ड इन द चिल्ड्रंस होम, आफ्टर दैट LFA करना है आपको। Interact with the older children living in the CCI having no guardians, and also with such children living in the CCIs who are not in contact with their guardians for several years. Okay? And counsel such children about the benefit of family-based care, including foster care and adoption. So we are pushing children out of our institutions. Give them in foster care and if possible give them in adoption. उससे पहले उनको counseling करना. Because they get habituated in staying in the children's home. They don't want to go out. इसका ही उनका घर बन जाता है। लेकिन बच्चा उसको आप बाहर जाओ, बाहर का दुनिया में जाओ, आपका फैमिली होना चाहिए, एजुकेशन होना चाहिए, राइट ना? You have to tell them. Now it is very nicely framed this time. Interact with all concerned both in physical and virtual mode. अगर आप खुद नहीं जा पा रहे हो, you are doing in a virtual mode, you are talking to the child. In case of production before the CCI, before the committee, while giving instructions to the DCPU or SAP or CCI as the case may be, and in the process of declaring a child legally free for adoption. So they are telling that if you have to give some instruction also, you can go both in virtual mode or in physical mode. Flexible करके रखा है ये. But I always suggest whatever instruction you are giving, it has to go in writing. फोन में जो भी आप कर रहे हो, मेल भेज देना. बाद में हो सकता है आप तो बोले नहीं, कुछ हो भी सकता है ना. So always give a mail, then ring up, or ring up, give a mail. Whatever you do, keep evidentiary document always ready, right? Mail is all nowadays. Mail is accepted. Mail is accepted. Model Rule 22, Rule 18(10). The committee shall ensure that the information regarding the child referred to in this rule is uploaded on a portal. Yesterday we were talking about it, as may be specified by the central government in this behalf. So I was talking about that in NIC, remember portal. Getting monitored. बहुत monitoring हुआ है ना? सबका आपका monitoring होगा. कौन करेगा? Sending quarterly information in Form 16 about CNCP to DM. New version adds details of cases and total number of final order, the tables for details about runaway children, deceased children, restored children. All this has been added. After review, the DM shall direct the committee to take necessary remedial measures to address the pendency. अगर आपका pendency हुआ CWC में, if necessary, and send a report of such reviews to the state government, who may cause the constitution of additional committee if required, provided that if the pendency of cases continues to be unaddressed by the committee even after 3 months of receiving such direction, the state government shall terminate the said committee and shall constitute a new committee. Imagine, it might get terminated, the committee, pura termination करके new committee will be formed. This has been added. After Form 16A, monthly report to DM has to be given by the Child Welfare Committee has been inserted. Form includes the breakup of pendency before the Child Welfare Committee, like orphan, abandoned, surrendered. How many orphans, how many surrendered, how many abandoned, and what steps have been taken. So completely you are being monitored very closely now. Model rule says this, composition of the members, I am not getting into it, this is again getting monitored. 4D, 4E, 4A, you should not have any criminal case against you, you should not have any institutions like other, you should not be a part of the NGO, your family members should not be a part of an NGO, you should not be receiving foreign funds in your NGO, उसका सब एफिडेविट देना होगा आपको लिखित when you are applying. Okay? आप जो घुस गए हो, next batch जो आने वाला है, they have to do. Because we have advertised, we have put all these things up. तो उनका एफिडेविट लेके then we will do other shortlisting हम लोग का. फिर से उल्टा हुआ है. What is this? Inquiry का है. Okay. Hold an inquiry on its own. You can hold its own or a report from any person. May pass the order to send the child to a children's home, fit facility, fit person. Speedy SIR Okay? Within 4 months, final order you have to pass it within 4 months. After completion of the inquiry, CWC feels the child is in need of care and support. It may, 1, send the child to a SA. What will be the age of the child? Oh, it's written out here. If the child is below 6 years of age. Children's home or fit facility or fit person or foster family till suitable means of rehabilitation are found for the child. Till the child attains 18 years. After that, what do you do? After 18 years, if you still feel the child needs hand holding, what do you do? After care. Yeah, till which age?
21.
Plus 2. Plus 2, 23. Child welfare committee can give. Committee shall submit a quarterly report. ये हो गया है. DM shall direct the committee to take necessary remedial measures to address the pendency within 3 months. If necessary, send a report. ये वाला भी हो गया है. CWC of a, if needed, CWC of a nearby district shall assume the responsibility in the intervening period if the old CWC gets terminated for not reducing pendency. ये भी they have taken care of. This is also inquiry. Now this is model rules. Okay, what is there? Rule number 19. When a child is brought before the committee shall assign the case to a social worker. Okay, this has been added. Or designated officer by the DCPU. This has been added this time. This is good. और भी आपको मिल गया है. 4 भी क्या दिया गया है? In case of placement of child in a non-institutional care, the committee shall direct the DCPU concerned to develop an ICP in Form 7. If you are putting a child in a NIC, in a foster care, non-institutional care, any non-institutional care, foster care, fit person, fit facility, who will do the ICP? DCPU unit will do the ICP for you in Form 7. Okay? And in case of institutional care, direct the management of the CCI concerned to develop an ICP in Form 7, which includes a rehabilitation plan. Clear? This has been added. 4A, ICP prepared for every child, whether in institutional care or in non-institutional care, shall be developed based on the case history of the child, circumstances, individual needs of the child. Explanation: for the purpose of this sub-rule, the expression NIC does not include adoption. NIC is not adoption. That's why I was not telling adoption. What did I say? Foster care, fit facility, fit person. Okay? Even you can include parents also. Child goes back to parents. You will do the individual care plan because the implementation, you will do it. After you restore the child also, isn't it? What are we talking about here? Committee shall satisfy through these documents. 7A. Committee by disposing the case and placing 7A, I am reading now, and placing the child in institution shall ensure that the institution is registered under section 41 of the Act. This is the committee's thing. You must know where you are placing the child. They have to be registered. If something goes wrong and knowingly the committee has sent the child there, you will be pulled up. You are going to be pulled up. Or a fit facility declared under section 51 of the Act. The 8 में क्या दिया है? SIR, again the same thing you are repeating, that the designated DCPU can do it. 8A, DCPU after completing the social investigation within 15 days shall submit the report to the Child Welfare Committee. Is it clear? DCPU will give it to whom? Child Welfare Committee. Pendency of case, who is going to see? Any grievances arising out of the functioning of the committee may be filed by the affected child or anyone connected with the child before the DM, who shall dispose the same within a period of 30 days by passing appropriate orders. DM is the monitoring authority now. And anybody can go on appeal to the DM about the functioning of the committee. This has been added now. ये पहले नहीं था. Understand? So, 4 months के ज़्यादा अगर चले जाए तो put everything in writing. क्यों जा रहा है? Put it in writing. Do not get into trouble with the DM. Okay? The moment DM gets back to you, if a case goes to DM, you must be putting in a quarterly report. This is the reason, this is the reason. Liaisoning with the ADM, DM, always with the DCPU unit. Keep them in the loop as to what is happening. You won't be having very many cases, do you? CWC? Do you get very many cases out here? We get in hundreds out there, every day. ये क्या है? Orders passed regarding a child in need of care and protection. What orders can you send? On consideration of the SIR, through DCPU, it has been added now. And taking into account the child's wishes in case the child is sufficiently mature to take a view, pass one or the following orders. Number 1, declaration that the child is CNCP. Number 2, restoration of the child to parents or guardian or family with or without the supervision of the child welfare officer or designated social worker. Number 3, placement of the child in children's home or fit facility or SA for the purpose of adoption. I am just going quickly now. I will give you the notes. Number 4, placement of the child with fit person for long term or for temporary care. 2 things. Number 5, we are talking about foster care. All decisions related to placement of a child in foster care shall be taken by the committee within a period of 3 months. This has been added. The DCPU shall submit the home study report of the prospective foster care family to the committee within 30 days from the day of reference. बहुत कुछ आपको अब समझना है, करना है. DCPU will give you a home study report. जहाँ बच्चे को आप भेज रहे हो, so foster care guidelines have to come out before you do all these things. The procedure for sponsorship to institution, organization, companies or corporation, either public or private, shall be as specified by the state government. Sponsorship बहुत जगह से आपको मिलना है, right? This I am going to skip because I give you these notes. Other orders. Just go to the last one. This has been added. Rule 37. The DM may ensure convergence with existing central or state government programs for skilling and vocational training of children. The DM का जिम्मेदारी है. Every child aged 14 and above living in a CCI or under non-institutional care may be given the option of skill development and vocational training. Isn't it nice? Nice. This is what we are required, needed all this while. सबको तो पढ़ाई नहीं करना है, right? थोड़ा सा मैंने बोला ना, functional education करके they should be doing this. Rehabilitation, social reintegration. Are you seeing the steps? This is one of our this thing, children's home. उसका steps में one NGO has done this. While going up, this is it. All the grills are like, you know, beautiful. In Bengali, ka, kha, ga, gha, a written है grills में. जाने में 2 to 4, you know, timetables they are. These are all ideas. So I put it here. What is the rationale behind this rehabilitation? Every child who comes in contact with the system is a child in difficult circumstances, right? True. Who has fallen out of the protective net, whoever it is, at some point and has been robbed of an opportunity of a safe and secure childhood. That is why they are coming to the system. Children in conflict with law should be treated as children in difficult circumstances, and the approach of the juvenile justice system should be aimed at addressing the vulnerabilities of children and ensuring their rehabilitation, right? An alternative system of these children must champion minimum intervention by law and minimum keeping them in the institution. Always we are talking about NIC. जब भी हो, try for NIC. On the other, it must make sure that rehabilitation process is strong enough to prevent them from coming into conflict with law again. ये बच्चे JJB के बच्चे के बारे में बोल रहे हैं. Juvenile justice adopted the path of reformation of children found to have committed an offence through various community-based reformative and rehabilitative measures and using institutionalization as a measure of last resort and for minimum period. Higher possibility of reformation of children being in the growing age where their capacities are still being built and developed. So बार बोल रहे हैं, बाहर रख के उनका हाथ पकड़ो. Don't keep them in institution. इसका आप छोड़ देते हैं. What are the services rendered to children? What is this? NIC or IC? Non-institutional care or institutional care? Family, guardian, sponsorship schemes, foster care, adoption, aftercare funding, fit facility, fit person, I didn't put here. Victim compensation, oh I put it here, okay. Victim compensation for CNCP, right? ये क्या है? Observation home, special home, place of safety, SA, children's home. ठीक ना? These are the measures we should be taking. Okay? rehabilitative, restorative, developmental, positive measures, best interest of the child. हो गया? चलो. This is for section 18. किसका है? Quickly, rapid fire. CNCP या CACL? CCL? CNCP या CCL? Wow, nice. What do we do first? Draw up the individual care plan. Correct? These are all the dispositional orders that we are giving to a child from JJB. So, status of both CCL, CNCP, the child might be having. We can transfer the child as to the CWCS, CNCP. That is another option. Basing on what? We see the nature of offence. ये जो है ना, it is given in the act. बड़ा लड़ाई मेरा लड़ाई ना डिबेट हो गया मेरा प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी के साथ. Why? She said, Bipasha, you are against it. And why are you looking into the nature of offence? Why? Nature of offence should not be a case for rehabilitation. Look into everything else but the nature of offence. So she said that ultimately she didn't know it was in the law, in the act. I went back home and I looked up. It was in the rules. We were framing the rules. I said, you delete it. She said, it is there in the central model rules. How can I delete it? I said, it should not be there. I said, you are right, it is there in the act. Nature of offence is given in the act. Based on the nature of offence, specific need for supervision or intervention, agreed. Circumstances that are brought out in the SIR, agreed. Past conduct of the child is also agreed. Right? And what I think now, while talking to you, is coming to be nature of offence they have said, because if it is a petty offence, we will know exactly how to handle so that it doesn't go to serious and then heinous. And if it is a heinous offence, we will exactly know that the child there should not be recidivism. Do you know what is recidivism? मालूम है what is recidivism? Repetition of the offence, फिर से करना. इसको बोलता है, legal terms बोलता है recidivism, right? So ये नहीं होना चाहिए. That is why I think they have put nature of offence out here. मैं खुद को समझाया. Do you agree? That is why they have given it. What do you think? Getting bored? Now the first thing, I am getting into NIC. Within the community, NIC we are talking about SBR, SIR, individual care plan. That is the diagnosis हो गया बच्चा का. ठीक है ना? You are a doctor. You have done a diagnosis. Through this, how do you do the treatment? Group counseling and similar activities, community service, release from probation of good conduct, parents, guardian, fit person, sponsorship, referrals, Form 10. What is Form 10? Periodic report by PO when released from probation. Your work. You were asking yesterday. All these are your work. What I am showing today. Okay? Institutional care, diagnosis, staying in CCI, observation home, special home, place of safety, fit facility. Through SBR, SIR, Form 43, case history, Form 7, ICP, Form 14, rehabilitation card. It's so important. Rehabilitation card should be issued. Nobody ever issues. Entire India I don't think anybody has issued till date. Not in West Bengal, I know. I can vouch for it. You are hearing about it for the first time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Write it down, please. Form 14, rehabilitation card has to be issued after the implementation orders given by the ICP. I will come to what is rehabilitation card. So what is the treatment you are giving the child? Reformative services, education, counseling, skill development, behavior modification therapy, psychiatric support, vocational training, de-addiction. Form 13 is periodic review of child in place of safety, aftercare. बाप रे, बहुत कुछ होता क्या है actually? Pen and paper, PPT में तो हम तो दिखा के चले जाते हैं. होता क्या है? When I come back, when we do the examination, give me all the good news. एक good news जो actually हुआ है in detail, right? This is also one of the paintings in one of our CCIs. Nice, na? ये वाला. These are the additional orders that can be given by the board. Attend school readmission, vocational training center में उनका दाखिला आप कर सकते हो. Attend a therapeutic center, prohibit him from visiting specific places. De-addiction program you can do through yourself or through the CWC. Attaching to government scheme, you can do that. So other thing you can note, you should know about the central government schemes, social welfare schemes and the state government social welfare schemes. Deploy services of student volunteers or NGO volunteers for paralegal work and for contacting the parents of CCL and collecting relevant social rehabilitative information about the child. So this is the help the PO will be getting. The probation officer in addition will get help from these people. Okay? PLUs help a lot. Family-based care is the priority, no doubt. What is the diagnosis? This is the revision which we are doing. What am I saying? SBR for the CACL. Please repeat with me. SBR for the CACL. Next, report at the time of production. Next, counseling report. These are all diagnoses you are doing. SIR, individual care plan. Then we go to the treatment. What is the treatment? Rehabilitative stay in the CCI, institutional care. Referral services, that you can do from the CCI also. Fit person, fit facility, foster care, aftercare, adoption, sponsorship, schemes, juvenile justice fund you can use. Imagine so much has been given. Then we do a follow-up. Done? SBR, we have done. Diagnosis, rule 44, I will give it to you. SIR, we have done. Now SIR का जो है, I am going quickly. SIR जो है is form 6, form 22. Form 6 is for CACL, form 22 is for CNCP. Person who is executing it, we know. What is meant for, we know. Executed through, we know. Time frame 15 days. What is the purpose? To ascertain the circumstance in which the alleged offence was committed, SIR should provide for risk assessment, including aggravating and mitigating factors highlighting the circumstances which induced the vulnerability, such as traffickers or abusers being in the neighborhood, adult gangs, drug users, accessibility to weapons and drugs. These are a few tips have been given. Exposure to age inappropriate behaviors, mobile का जो देखते हैं बैठ के ये वाला, information and material you are getting, opinion of experts you are taking, opinion of experts, recommendations regarding rehabilitation you are giving. All the dispositional orders by the board should have ICP. The committee should develop an ICP including a suitable rehabilitation plan. You can't get out of this. Each order of the child, either CNCP or CCL, should have disposition orders, ICP. Done? This has been added in the SIR, addition work now. The following points can be added. Information about whether the child is often abandoned, surrendered or other, whether the child was previously, where the child was previously staying, whether the child needs repatriation, financial support recommended for the child. The child who may belong to in street situation, traffic, involved in drug peddling, child labor. The child, if they are a victim of any kind of abuse, including sexual abuse or has been a victim of any offence. So SIR is including all these things. Both form men. Okay? ICP. What is ICP? ICP should be inclusive and participatory. बच्चा बैठा हुआ है, ICP बन रहा है. It is evolving. ICP change होता है. Okay? It's not static. Reviewed periodically and suitably modified. The plan shall address the following, including but not limited to the needs of the child, namely health and nutrition needs, special need, emotions, psychological needs, educational and training needs. Did you go through the ICP I told you to go through yesterday? Last night, any of you put up a hand? Really?
In the morning.
Well, how did you find it? Exhaustive, right? I'm sorry I'm putting down my hand. I didn't go through it yesterday. I didn't have time. I had gone through it before. leisure, creativity and play, protection from all kinds of abuse and neglect, maltreatment. This has been added. Rescue, restoration and follow-up. Rehabilitation has been added. Social mainstreaming and rehabilitation. Life skill training. Newer version is added this. See properly. It is added that the ICP is for both categories of children who are placed in institutional and non-institutional care. Religious beliefs has been removed from point 14. Areas of concern and intervention required. Following points have been added to the form. Financial information about the child and parents, including details about insurance, what क्या है ये? What are the liabilities and succession? Assets means I don't know what. Assets होगा, right? Assets. I've forgotten the T out here, or they have forgotten. I have copy pasted it. Information about child's siblings, whether they have been placed together. जो मैं इतने दिन तक बोल रही हूँ. I have to go into the siblings. Siblings means brother and sister. Information about the child's disability or special needs. Information for a child who may have been in a street situation, traffic involved in drug peddling, child labor. Information about the child if they are a victim of child abuse. That means SIR and ICP should go hand in hand. Okay? Information about the status of adoption and about the surrender of the child. A new section for children placed in NIC except adoption, which included general information. Information about sponsorship, recreation of the child, restoration of the child, repatriation of the child, and issue rehabilitation card. Let us come to it. I will give you this. The DCP will prepare this. Okay? Go to the last one. Any grievance arising out of the functioning of the committee may be filed by the affected child or anyone connected with the child before the district magistrate. This I had told you before. It is in Rule 20. Follow up. This is what the rehabilitation card looks like. You know what this is? This is where the child says how much of rehabilitation has been done. उसको पूछताछ करते हैं. Then the filling up will be done. What is it? Child's expectation from the care and protection, health and nutrition need, emotional psychological need, psychological need, educational training needs, leisure, creativity, play, attachment and interpersonal relationship, religious beliefs. This religious beliefs will not be there because that has been removed from the ICP. Okay? Self-care and life skill training, independent living skill, any other such. Child will give the assessment करके बताएगा. इसलिए अभी तक rehabilitation card has not been issued. ICP ही तो नहीं है. तो इसका क्या फायदा? You understand? So, बार-बार that is why I keep on talking about rehabilitation card. If I get a chance, I will talk to the JJ committee of all the states concerned that please issue direction that rehabilitation card will be issued. Then I will come to know what is happening in ICP. Follow up. ये दोनों तो मैंने बता दिया. Rehabilitation in the CCIs ये मैं बाद में दे दूंगी आप लोग को. These are the rehabilitation in the CCI. ये बड़ा वाला है. Is there? I will give it to you. Okay? Because time is going up. Because I want to get into this. Not this one also. ये वाला आप देख लो. Vocational training. DM may ensure convergence with existing central and state government program for skill and vocational training of children. Every child aged 14 ये वाला पहले मैंने बोल दिया था आपको. Remember? 6A में DCPO unit shall compile the recommendation of the management committee. This is very important. DCPO unit shall compile the recommendation of the management committee and suggestions of children received from the suggestion box from all CCI in the district on a monthly basis. An action taken on the same and submit a detailed report to the DM. Who is the DCPOs out here? Put up your hand, please. ये आपको करना है. This is important. Okay? Tools. Sponsorship. These are the criteria given in 45(1). Mother is a widow, child is an orphan, parents are victim of life-threatening disease, parents are incapacitated due to accident, unable to take care of the child, both financially and physically. So, for health, education, both. Duration of sponsorship in a rule not exceeding 3 years. Sikkim rules. Type, individual to individual, group sponsorship, community or organization sponsorship. That has been added. ये वाला, लाल वाला. Nature, financial, other, medical education, nutrition and needs. This has been added. Sponsorship to institution, companies, corporation, other public or private. This has been added. Okay? Section 45 is saying that sponsorship may provide supplementary support to families. So अगर बच्चा को supplementary ये चाहिए, otherwise the child is getting trafficked, child is getting into child labor, domestic ये हो रहा है, so उसको through sponsorship you can help. Clear? 2000 से it has become 4000 now. Every month. So and who is opening the bank account? Who will open the bank account for the child? Which unit? किसके नाम पे जाएगा? Guardian कौन बनेगा? Mother. Usually the mother. Okay. And who does the monitoring? DCP will do the monitoring. And over here the provision officer will do the monitoring. Sponsorship program, I will give it to you. Rules 25, they are telling this. It is implemented by DCPU. That is what it is. DCPU का बहुत सारा ये जिम्मेदारी आ चुका है अब. ये पहले था और now DM is getting all the powers. So DM will, what we think will happen, delegate to ADM and through ADM it will go to DCPU unit. उनके लिए संभव नहीं है. They will do the overall monitoring. They will do. DCPU shall forward the panel to the board. ये वाला आपका है. Like Sikkim rules. Rule 25. Okay. Model rules. The DM will draw up the sponsorship plan for the district in consultation with the stakeholders, generate resources by way of publication, public and private contribution, and ensure that the vulnerable children in the district are supported either partially or fully as per the requirement. DCPU shall prepare a panel of persons or families or organizations interested in sponsoring a child. All these things, go and talk and see it's happening or not. Of course, till your model rule is not changed, your rule is not changed, till then, ठीक है. But be aware that this is going to happen. Please give it to the children what they need. DCPU shall forward the panel to the board or committee or children's court passing a prepared order for placement of a child under sponsorship. Okay, DM, DCPU, they will be doing it. And you will give reference, this child को चाहिए, this child को चाहिए. ठीक है? There, DCPU in case of individual constitution open an account in the name of the child to be operated preferably by the mother, and the money shall be transferred directly from the bank account to the DCPU unit to the bank account of the child. It will be routed through DCPU unit. The money will go through that. Okay? The duration of sponsorship should be as per the ICP and may cover a period up to the age of 18 years and may also extend up to the aftercare of the program of the child, not necessarily 3 years. It can go up. The procedure for sponsorship through institution, organization, companies or corporations, either public or private, shall be prescribed by the state government. Sponsorship the guideline should be coming out. Do you have a guideline? Yes or no? Do you have a sponsorship guideline? Yes? So in that this has to be included. Right? Fit facility is given in you. We are coming to the end, just give me 10 minutes, leave you over. The board or the committee shall, on application in Form 38, from an institution, from any organization or institution run by the government or non-NGO, shall recognize the facility as a fit facility. Who does it? The board or the committee. But usually it is the state government who does it. State government, they form a panel of fit facility and they give it to the board or the committee. Provided the manager of the facility is willing to temporarily receive a child for a specific purpose or for group foster care. So group foster care that we are talking about, so a fit facility can become a group foster care. And you can send a child there. For temporary purpose or for a long term. So a fit facility shall, number one, meet the basic standards of care and protection to the child. 2, provide basic services to any child placed with it. 3, prevent the child placed with it to any form of cruelty or exploitation or neglect or abuse of any kind. 4, abide by the orders passed by the board or committee. What will they do? Board or committee, after proper inspection and inquiry, shall ensure these provisions exist. Health, education, boarding and lodging facilities, vocational facilities, rehabilitation as per the rule, may grant recognition to such institution or recognition as a fit facility in Form 39. This has been added this time. It is not there in your this thing. Model rule has added. But one thing I am not understanding, it has been given to the board or committee to do it. In our state also the board or committee does not do it. It is usually the DCPO unit who is taking charge. State government is behind it. Provided that any person associated with any such institution or organization should not have been convicted of any offense, all this thing has to be looked into. So usually we take a police verification report of the manager of the person who is running the institution. A list of fit facility or fit person provided by the board, approved by the board or committee shall be kept in that office and sent to the DM's office. They will send to the DM's office, not the other way around. So what I am suggesting, after my things are over, you get a chance, you have a meeting with the DM's office. You are having a meeting now? Quarterly meeting or monthly meeting, do you have a meeting? Convergence meeting होता है आप लोग का? नहीं होता है?
Yes, we have it.
You have it? Take this issue up. That it has been given like this in Rule 28, that we should be forming fit facility, means we should be giving approval. इसका क्या करते हैं? Start the conversation. It is very important. कहाँ रखोगे बच्चे को आप? You don't want to keep for the child forever in IC में. उसको इसमें भेजो आप लोग. Recognition to be granted by the board or committee within a period of 15 days from the date of receipt. Recognition will initially 3 years and it will be reviewed every renew after 3 years. 3 साल का recognition दे रहे हो. After that you do a review. If you get good reviews, then again 3 साल के लिए 3 साल के लिए दे रहे हो. These are the things: short-term care, medical care treatment, psychiatric mental care, de-addiction, education, vocational training, witness protection, youth foster care. Just imagine, सब कुछ है इधर, बच्चे पाते नहीं हैं. Services, these are the services that have to be given. Okay? I will give you all these notes. Please go to the DM when you have meeting, talk to him, he or she. शुरू करो. And if you see that they are doing something illegal or not abiding, doing all these things, then you can withdraw the recognition. An intimation of the same shall be sent to the DM and DCPU and Children's Court and SGPU. Okay? You can withdraw. That means monitoring function you are doing. CWC and the JGB. Now we are coming to the fit person. Any individual who is fit to temporarily, fit person is always temporary, remember this. Receive a child for care, protection, treatment for a period as may be necessary, may be recognized by the board or committee as a fit person. They will go through their credentials, responsibility, expertise, all these things they will see. They will also get the police verification report done. It is very important. But if they are dissatisfied, they will withdraw recognition. Okay? The person should not be accused, should not be involved in immoral act, they should not be involved in any act of child abuse, in any offence involving moral turpitude. These are the functions that they should be giving to the child. Okay? The fit person. This also you have to talk to the DM. DCPO unit and the DM. So whenever you are going to have a meeting, you go with the DCPO, maybe PO, NIC, IC, chairperson, members, DM, ADM. You understand? Usually we have the SP, the Special Juvenile Police Unit representative, that is representative of the, maybe the district judge, DLSA representative. Come together for the meeting. Have you ever had such meetings out here? Ever?
We have with our district, South District.
Exactly the persons I'm talking about, all of them are there?
Yes.
CCI ka superintendent?
Yes.
Okay. So why didn't you give all this information to the other district? You are in which district?
South District.
South.
Yes.
क्यों नहीं हो रहा है दूसरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में? Why is it? Other district का DCPU is there out here? Any? Please put up your hand and tell me.
Yes.
Which? You are?
Yes.
West. Other ones? West. Other? North? You are north. Take the initiative. Do these meetings. Meetings में बहुत कुछ निकल आता है. You know? Aftercare. This is the last. Rule 26. I will give you. ये वाला I will give it to you. Okay? Again, the DCPU shall prepare. You see, I am reading out. The DCPU shall prepare and maintain a list of organizations, institutions, who will provide aftercare as per the area of interest, such as education, medical support. This is after the child has crossed 18. Okay? Now, this has been added. Lal. The state government through DA shall prepare a program for children who have to leave the CCI. अच्छा वो वाला जो था ये सिक्किम में है already. Only the DM का जो inclusion है that has to be included now. In your new rules, this has to be included. Through DM, this will be routed, the aftercare program. Okay, this is the only difference now. Otherwise, the DCPU was doing it. ये देखो, DM में facilitates scholarship for higher education, loan for education, start small business for children in leaving the CCI. Beautiful. And convergence with the government schemes and private entrepreneurs may be explored for the purpose. The DM may facilitate campus placement and apprenticeship assignments in collaboration with local businesses and industry, subject to the condition that the businesses or industry or agency is found to be suitable for engaging with the children and prescribes to the child protection policy and mandates under the POCSO rules 2020. They have to follow. The DM has to be allowed. So when you are having this meeting, you can always say that, we have gone through an orientation program. In that settled model rules 2022, we see these things have been given, has been added. So when is Sikkim 2019, we are going to change accordingly. You can start this conversation, otherwise कभी नहीं होगा ये सब. आप बैठे रहोगे, all these good things will go by. I'm telling you. So all the governments have started. So maybe your DWCD has started already. So DCPU, are you aware of it? If the DWCD has started, do you have conversation with the DWCD? Yes, DCPU units. Do you talk to the director concerned? Yes. You do not talk to them as to what is happening in your districts. Meeting नहीं होता है आप लोग का? Yes. DCPU के साथ होता है. आप बता सकते हो ना ये सब. आप बोल सकते हो ना. आपका मीटिंग में आप बोल सकते हो. Start the conversation.
We have one case.
Yeah.
There is a girl who is autistic and the age was not able to be proved. So we took the girl for the ossification and the age is 19. Now she has to be given back to the parents.
Why? Ossification में age अगर 19 हुआ plus minus how many years?
I think doctor wrote just 19.
हाँ ठीक है. You do plus minus. You take the lower limit.
Okay. So that girl has to be placed or rehabilitated now.
Do it.
Yeah, so now this is the way we have to do. So we were confused.
This is the way you cannot do it now as per Sikkim rules has not been changed. You have to stick to Sikkim rules.
So now what we have to do?
So now what you have to do, you have a conversation, try to get the rules changed quickly.
To the DM?
No, through the DM will not change it, no. Your DWCD has to sit down and do the modifications. It will go to the law department. Law department will give vet that no, this is okay. Then he will go to the assembly. Through assembly, it will come out as a gazetted notification.
And the girl
It's a big process.
And the girl is from this Bengal.
Oh, is it that case you're talking about? Who doesn't want to go back?
No, she is autistic. She has
This is a
her
different
communication
case
is not clear.
Pardon?
Her communication skill is not clear.
Can she speak Bengali?
No, she cannot speak any language.
You have taken a special educator for her.
We don't have such a special educator.
Come on.
We don't have her.
Sikkim doesn't have a special educator. Sikkim, I'm talking about, doesn't have a special
We have a
educator.
speech therapist, and
Sikkim would be having it. Go to your DM's office, DCPU. Who is your DCPU? Has he come here today?
No, she's in leave.
She has not come here. Write to your Directorate of Social Welfare. Write to your DCPU first. DCPO,
Yes,
with a copy to the DM
yes,
and a copy to the Directorate of Social Welfare.
okay.
You need a speech therapist. Whatever is required, you write down and give a letter to them. Right? And then start doing a follow-up. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता है entire सिक्किम में नहीं है.
And
You understand what I'm telling you?
she was rescued in the year 2016.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I'm very upset
And
today.
she's still there in
Entire
CCI.
no Sikkim में I'm sure there is a speech therapist.
It's in every district.
If it is there in every district, why is she saying it's not there?
But I've never heard of special educator in my place.
So if you have it in your district, excuse me, you are in which district?
East.
East. You are sure you have a special educator?
We have speech in hearing.
Speech तो जिसका इनका जरूरत है. So why don't you liaison? Either देखो सिक्किम is not a very big area.
We also have a speech therapist.
Problem क्या है?
We don't have a special educator.
What do you need out here?
Actually, we want
Do
to.
you know what you need actually?
We want to rehabilitate that girl.
No. What do you need for the child? You tell me.
We don't want to see her in the CCI wasting her time.
That's not the answer.
In
I've asked you what do you need for the child.
That is what I understood. So if you could explain.
So the child is autistic, you said.
Yeah.
How do you know the child is autistic? Who has given you the certificate?
Because I know, ma'am.
You cannot know. There has to be a certificate certifying it. If you are a trained person, you issue a certificate that the child is autistic.
No, ma'am. I've requested the district hospital to issue a certificate telling that she
So 2016 to 2022, that certificate has not arrived yet.
nothing.
Who is to be blamed for that? Ask yourself. You will get the answer. When we work for children, it is non-negotiable. The child is wasted, so many years have gone by. You get the certificate, number one.
Yes.
Once you get the certificate, whatever the rights of an autistic child will roll out, you
No,
go
ma'am,
to
the
the
prob-
PWD
the-
Act.
the problem is
Just
that-
wait, let me complete.
We don't
Go
have.
to the PWD Act. PWD Act is
She
telling you
has a PWD disability card. She has.
who has given that card.
The hospital has given it, but she is not given a provision because she is not from Sikkim.
What?
The child is not from our place, Sikkim.
So what?
So she is not given a provision as a disabled child.
Why?
I don't know.
That is what you have to know. You are working for children. PWD Act में कहाँ पे लिखा गया है that you have to belong to a particular state to be certified as such.
But in Sikkim it is happening, ma'am.
You are not listening to me what I am telling you. PWD Act में कुछ लिखा गया है ऐसा? I am asking you today.
Ma'am, PW Act is is what I don't know. So
Go
I'm
through it.
asking for
That
seeking
is
the
why I
help.
am telling you repeatedly, go through it.
Yeah, I will go through it.
PWD Act में कहीं पे लिखा गया है
Yeah, I'll see to it.
that you have that
Now,
a
because
child to
after
be
attending
declared
this
as
class, I
such
knew
and
about
such has to belong to that particular state to be declared.
And we are.
If that is so, transfer the child to West Bengal then.
Because we have.
Don't retain the child here for years together to language like this. You
And
understand what I am telling
even
you?
the child.
So what is your homework? You are trying to get the certificate issued. After going through the PWD Act, show the provisions of the Act and write a letter concerned to the concerned people, quoting the section of the Act that the hospital authority
Has to.
is negligent in doing such a thing and they cannot do this thing because you are quoting the Act, number one. Once you get the certificate, you know you can roll out things, right? You have my phone number with you,
Yes.
right?
Thank you, ma'am.
And I'm sorry if I'm being a bit strict, but I get very, very disturbed when I hear such things.
No, ma'am, because we have an issue. I'm sharing it to you.
So now it's a good thing that you're picking up this issue. You are very involved in this. That is why she's picking up issue. All of you, something must be triggering inside your head today. All of you must be having issues also. So something must be getting triggered. Something fell down. Okay. So the DM may maintain an oversight, monitoring on such arrangement with the help of the police and stakeholders to ensure that the interests of the children are not compromised in any manner. DCPU unit, and you give me, I'll exchange number with you. Name and number, I'll note it down. We will continue our conversation.
Okay,
The
ma'am.
DCPU unit shall prepare and maintain a list of organization, institution, individuals interested in providing aftercare. Okay? DCPU unit, quote unquote. The PO or the CWO or the CW or you know this thing shall prepare a post-release plan and submit the same to the board committee 2 months before the child is due. All this is in pen and paper. Start rolling out. Start rolling out. Because अगर मैं इधर resident बन जाऊँ सिक्किम का, फिर problem हो जाए. Because for me it will be easy to operate out here. You know why? Sikkim is small. For us it's a very large area. So wherever I can, I go and just clamp down. I do it. But I was talking to my husband, I'm loving Sikkim, I just must settle down in Sikkim. But आप लोग का problem हो जाएगा फिर. If I sit down here. But yes, I'll be holding hands with you and running around with you. Now, by now you know me. मैं चिल्लाती हूँ लेकिन काम करती हूँ. Okay? So last point is the board and the committee of the Children's Court while monitoring the post-release plan will also examine the effectiveness of the aftercare plan. And this is hopefully the last. These are the services provided. Community group housing, provision of stipend, arrangement for skill training, placement in commercial establishment, provision of a counselor or to stay in regular contact. And I'm telling you, aftercare program mein the child is going to come, even if the child is declared as 19. You get me? Even if the child is declared as 19, aftercare program mein you can rope in the child. Ab padho na, kya likha hai idhar?
No, we know that we can rope in aftercare, but why is it so? Because I will tell you later.
Now
Because
you
this
read
is,
this, what I've written it, read it. This is actually my last slide. I've been telling now. The process of rehabilitation includes a network of different professionals. Okay? Done? These professionals have to undertake this difficult task within a limited time frame. This is also true. For successful rehabilitation and reintegration of children, it becomes necessary to develop a multi-dimensional approach. Correct? So you sit down and start jotting down who all will rope in now. Maybe I am one of them. Proper timely intervention can help strengthen the rehabilitation process. Focus should be given on addressing all the needs of the child's life: emotional, physical, relational, intellectual, creative, spiritual. अब लिख के box बना के you start working on it. The shift of our attitudes from the need-based to right-based. आप जो कर रहे हो, इसका ना ज़रूरत है नहीं, उसका ये हक है. We are not, that is why if somebody files a bill in the Sikkim High Court, people will be in trouble today. Iska ye right hai, you have wasted the child's time. You understand? Rehabilitative measures also have to be different for different CCL. That is true. Who are in institutional care and the ones who are released from the institution. While CCL needs to take steps to ensure rehabilitation of the child, he, she or others is in its care, probation officers, social workers also have to make sure that the process of rehabilitation is not interrupted when the child re-enters into the community. Smooth hona chahiye uska jana. Follow up hona chahiye. So, rehabilitation is a crucial step to put the survivor's victim and the CCL back in the society to prevent, maine bola, recidivism. Maintain follow-up. This is very important. It cannot be competed. To assess the socio-economic and educational status, should be sustainable. What is the meaning of sustainable? Any one of you can tell me? What is the meaning of being sustainable?
Meet the need of present generation without compromising needs of future generation.
Yes, and sustainable means khatam na hone wala. It should sustain. Ongoing. It should sustain the child, taking care of the child, so that the child doesn't get back into the system. Thank you. Done for today and for mine coming on here. So, do you think something more could have been added to improve my, you have got your feedback form, I know, but you can tell me on my face. Yes? Yes, tell me. Yes, Home Management Committee, yes, tell me. Member of the Home Management Committee of CCI, who should be? Have you gone through the act? Do you own the copy of the act, all of you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Whoever doesn't own, put up your hand. Seriously, put up your hand. Whoever doesn't own a copy of the JJ Act. You don't own. You are what? Probation officer, protection officer of DCPU. Your this DCPU unit, anybody is here? Anyone has come? Senior officer member, who is she? Pick up your hand. I don't know. Who is senior officer member?
Yeah,
Give him
we
a
are from
copy
South.
of, provide him a copy through your DCPU unit. See to it a copy reaches him. JJ Act, the latest copy, amended copy with the rules, latest rules, should be with all of you. Over there, the members of the Home Management Committee, who should be there is given. Okay? Member will be a CWC member, a JJB representative, a CWC representative, a DNSA representative, representative of children from different age groups, superintendent of the home, from the DCPU unit, all of them will be members. Okay? DCPU unit, I said, by rotation you can go. You tell, why not? Done? Yes, as a guest you can come in. Why not? Okay? मैं देख के आपको बता दूंगी. You call me up. I think there is a this thing. We used to give from NGO. We used to give what? Who's working in the CCI? A person who's not working in the CCI, we do not include. So many NGOs are working in CCIs. That particular, just a representative member from that NGO comes in. Because it's very sensitive area. No photograph, nothing will go out. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you for giving your time.